This movie is a short introduction to our Oxiperm Pro disinfection system. The Oxiperm Pro OCD162 is a chlorine dioxide generator for small disinfection applications. It is available in 4 different sizes: 5, 10, 30 or 60 grams of chlorine dioxide per hour. Advantages of chlorine dioxide. Chlorine dioxide is an extremely long-lasting and effective disinfectant. Even small quantities display high disinfection properties against all critical and chlorine-resistant germs. Our Oxiperm Pro system is an all-around solution to hazard of both Legionella and other kinds of microorganisms. It offers following unique benefits. It works on both bacteria and biofilm. It affects highly chlorine-resistant germs. It is efficient in areas of the pipe system with no flow. There is no effect on the taste and smell of the water. Chlorine dioxide possesses a sustained release effect for long-term disinfectant. Legionella bacteria are the primary source of the so-called Legionnaires disease, a potential fatal disease, particularly for people with a weakened immune system. Legionella bacteria and the biofilm where they live and feed are highly resistant to most disinfection methods. They thrive in the temperature range between 25 and 46 degrees Celsius. Legionella transmission happens via aerosols, the inhalation of mist droplets containing the bacteria. Oxiperm Pro OCD162 systems produce chlorine dioxide using diluted solutions from sodium chloride with 7.5% and hydrochloric acid HCl with 9%. Safe handling of chemicals is utmost important. Please pay attention to the local regulations. In higher concentration, chlorine dioxide is a toxic and explosive gas which thus has to be handled with great care. The Oxiperm Pro system ensures safe production of chlorine dioxide and therefore is the right choice when it comes to safety and comfort of the end user. Injection of chlorine dioxide into the water system can be done wherever it's deemed suitable. If a total disinfection is desired, the injection point should be located where the water main enters the building. In most countries, it is allowed to use chlorine dioxide as disinfectant in drinking water. However, you should be aware of local drinking water regulations. The chlorine dioxide can be injected in the cold or hot water pipe of the building. In most cases, it's sufficient to treat only the hot water system where there is the highest risk of bacteria growth. Installation of the OCD162. The OCD162 needs a tap water connection for diluting the chlorine dioxide. The chlorine dioxide is normally dosed proportionally to the drinking water in concentrations from 0.2 up to 0.3 ppm. The concentration depends on the local regulations for the disinfection of drinking water. The chlorine dioxide can be injected directly into the main pipe. The Grundfos Aquacell AQC can be connected to the Oxiperm Pro. With it, it is possible to monitor and or control the chlorine dioxide concentration in the tap water. There is no need for an additional controller. The OCD has an integrated batch tank. A dosing pump directly doses chlorine dioxide out of this batch tank into the water. The chlorine dioxide concentration in the batch tank is 2 grams per liter. Before the batch tank is completely empty, the OCD produces fresh chlorine dioxide in the upper tank reactor, so the Oxiperm can continuously dose chlorine dioxide into the system. Preparation of chlorine dioxide in the reactor. First, tap water is filled into the reactor. The level switch in the reactor stops the dilution water valve when the exact water level preset by the factory has been reached. The icon on the OCD display shows which valve or pump is running at the moment. Icon number 1 shows the active dilution water valve. Now a dosing pump doses hydrochloric acid from the HCl tank into the reactor. The HCl quantity is measured by the level switch in the reactor. When the level has been reached, the dosing pump will stop. Icon number 2 in the display shows that the HCl dosing pump is working. Next step, dosing sodium chloride into the reactor with a dosing pump. When the level has been reached, the dosing pump will stop. Icon number 3 in the OCD display shows that the sodium chloride dosing pump is running. Now there are water, hydrochloric acid and sodium chloride in the reactor. All three liquids combine change into chlorine dioxide by means of chemical reaction. After 15 minutes, the chlorine dioxide in the reactor will be ready and can then transferred into the batch tank. By adding water for dilution, the concentration of the chlorine dioxide is changed to 2 grams per liter. There is a pipe system in the reactor. The system siphons the chlorine dioxide from the reactor into the batch tank. For this, no pump or solenoid valve is needed. It's a simple physical effect. The batch tank is refilled and the dosing of chlorine dioxide continues without interruption. During the filling of the reactor, air is pressed out of the reactor. This air contains chlorine dioxide gas, which is toxic and can result in corrosion. To avoid this, the OCD features a bag, similar to a balloon, which is filled with air during the filling of the reactor. When the reactor is drained, the air of the balloon will be sucked into the reactor, so no toxic gas can escape into the surrounding area. If there is a vacuum in the balance system, air can be sucked in through a spring-loaded valve. If the pressure in the balance system is too high, chlorine dioxide will be pressed through the carbon filter and then be destroyed. In normal operation mode, the ventilation system isn't used. Advantages of the Oxiperm Pro. The Oxiperm Pro possesses a user-friendly ergonomic design. Operation and maintenance are performed from the front side. The compact reactor avoids leakages between the reactor and the batch tank. No toxic chlorine dioxide liquid or gas can escape. No pump or solenoid valve is necessary for the transport from the reactor to the batch tank. This guarantees safe handling of the chemicals and the reduction of the service costs. The level switch in the batch tank and reactor is a service-free measuring system. Therefore, there is no need for a complex dosing control system. After power down, the OCD restarts automatically. If necessary, the reactor is flushed so that the chlorine dioxide is produced anew, without any operator assistance. The OCD has an integrated measuring and control system. An AQC measuring cell can be connected directly to the Oxiperm Pro. The OCD162 has an input for a water flow meter controlled either by contact or by 4 to 20 mA signal. The OCD can be used with standard or digital batch dosing pumps. A control system for an external batch tank is integrated for special applications. Please do not hesitate to contact Grundfos for additional information about the Oxiperm Pro. We will be delighted to support you.